Listen, let me tell you a short story that I've said before that I'm not very proud of, and people will deny this. To this day, it's very deniable. It's so deniable that when T.J. English, the author that came on our book, with the guy...
Havana Nocturne.
Havana Nocturne. No, the other book. The one that, with Benicio del Toro, it doesn't matter. It was about a guy that runs Battle, Jose Battle. When T.J. English came on here, I turned him on to a commissioner in Union City who was a dear friend, who I'm not saying anything bad about. I love Lucio Fernandez. So Lucio loved the idea so much of TJ, doing this book and talking about so much Union City influence, even though it wasn't in a positive light. They were going to give him a night at the PCG Theater in Union City and let him have a panel talk. Well, the day before that panel, they canceled that talk.
Why?
And there's a reason to that, because that era would have also brought up a certain question that came up in Union City, got swept away, and went away like a bad memory that nobody remembered. For me, till this day, I'll never forget it, because I saw the whole move going down. Union City, New Jersey in the 70s was Cuban from 7th Street to 48th Street.
Wow.
Those are just the rules. They had moved out and they had taken over a street called Bergen Line. And Central Avenue were Puerto Ricans, and then the Italians went to Hoboken, or they stayed, the Italian and the Irish stayed on like New York Avenue. I'm just using terms. Anybody who's listening from that area will know, like St. Michael's, there was a lot more Irish people down there, and it's by 14th Street. That's not there anymore. There was a guy that used to come into my mom's bar, a white dude that would come in with like a long trench jacket, and he was a detective. He would come in, ever since I could remember, sit at the bar, get a drink. My mom would put an envelope on the table. He'd slip it in his pocket, and he'd give my mom a kiss and leave. Then there was another guy that was a beat cop. His name was Chino. He was a Cuban Chinese cop. He would walk in, sit down, have a drink in uniform, because he was the beat cop, and then my mom would slip him an envelope. So everybody was taken care of. So the whole Cuban community probably gave that envelope out, because the cops knew they were into numbers or something light. With my mother was always gambling, and there was drug use at the bar, but there was drug use at every bar. That wasn't the main thing. I had to be in the 6th grade. So let's pitch for 76, 75. If any of you guys are interested and you want to look this up, and tell me what you find. This is my recollection of it. My recollection of this story is plain and simple. My mom was happy. The bar was doing great. And all of a sudden, one night, I heard her on the phone in the kitchen talking about a cop that had come in. She was probably on the phone with another cop saying, "Hey, why is this guy bothering us? We already make a payment."
What?
And this guy, I don't know what he was saying, because I was a kid, and I knew what business my mother was talking about, but it didn't really... At that age, I gave my mother advice if I saw something like a cop car, or if I heard something. So, all right, no big deal. Maybe 10 days later, I'm in the back shooting pool.
Okay.
We had the pool table still. So I'm in the back shooting pool. And there was like a wall in between the back and the bar and the pool area. There was more tables back there. And there was a little small bar and a stage back there. Wow. And that's where the men and women's bathroom was. So I was shooting pool, and I said, fuck it, let me just go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and while I was in the bathroom, I heard yelling and screaming. And I heard a man's voice and my mother's voice. So I immediately put my dick away, and when I ran out, and my mother said, "Jose Antonio, quédate ahí mismo." I mean, stay right there. don't live from here. And he was telling my mom that if he didn't have his fucking money, her and all her friends were going to start fucking suffering and all this shit. And my mom dropped a name on him, contact that guy, and he'll tell you that we already have an association here.
Right.
And the cop's like, fuck that guy. I'm doing my own fucking rules here.
Wow.
And he turned around and left, and he had long hair and a mustache, which was very anti-Cuban in those days. My mother did not allow me to have long hair. There was no fucking way.
Right.
Like, there was no way. Like, and if I brought a friend home who had long hair, they call him peludo. Y ese peludo no sacate, compadre.
What does that mean?
Peludo means just a hairy guy.
Okay.
You know, just a hairy motherfucker. So, it's time for another joint. What the fuck are we doing here? So, I witnessed this yelling going on, and he turns around. He says, I'll be back, and you better, whatever the fuck is going on. So, I saw my mom was pretty shaken up. And then, I don't know, I asked her about it, and she gave me some half-assed answer, you know, something. And then about a week later, I was in another bar in West New York because my stepfather had a flower shop. He worked for the guy that had a flower shop on 57th and Hudson, La Casa La Flor, the House of Flowers. And we went up there, and next to it, there was a couple Cuban bars on that street. At Brindy, a bunch of bars. If you went down West New York, Café Loatita, all these bars were there. And I went into, the guy's name was Feli, that owned, I still remember the guy.
I was gonna say, you have a great memory.
Him, my stepfather, and my mom, we all go to Met games. And today, I still buy jewelry from his nephew. So, whenever I go to Union City, Mike's is my main man. So, I was in his bar shooting pool. Like, I went up there with Juan to take care of something because I was a pool shooter then. That's when I thought I was fucking...
I love like a 7-year-old kid playing pool.
Oh, I love shooting pool then. And I heard a bunch of Cuban guys talking about this guy. They're coming there the other night, that this guy's going to end up fucking, it's going to be a mistake for him, blah, 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 blah. This, I don't know what this is, but I got 2 fucking weeds from fucking Urban Trees the other day. Both of them. That's the weed they gave Chris Cuomo's son to get over the fucking COVID. You understand? That's how good this shit is. Now, I don't know dick about dick. About a week later, it's after school. In those days, I used to go to school till 3, change, and shoot up to the bar. We'd cut through the woods, shop right, and walk 9 blocks to my mother's bar. And I'd earn. I'd fucking put away beer boxes. I used to play stickball outside. I'd get a slice of pizza at Pino's Pizzeria or fucking Hernandez Sandwich Shop, whatever. I just used to go up there. And one day I walked in and all those Cuban business owners were sitting there.
Wow.
The one guy's name was Sad Pussy Boyotlite. Him, Fairley, a bunch of Cuban owners, and they're talking about what's going to has to be done with this fucking Cuban cop.
And did this make you nervous, or you just recognized it?
I just was like, fuck, this Cuban guy is getting under their skin. I wonder what's the move here. I wonder what the move is here. Because all these guys talk a good game, but I wonder what the fucking move here is. I heard them saying he's got to go. Fuck him. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And not even a week later, and I was in the 6th grade. I was in Levito's class, because now I remember that when I got out of class that day, the teachers were talking in the hallway. And I went home, and I felt something had happened. I got on my bike that day. I didn't even have a chance to cut through the woods. And I rode my bike up, which was a nightmare in those days. You got those monster hills in North Bergen. Ooh. And I got up there, and when I walked in, all those Cubans were celebrating, drinking, fucking snorting. And they're like, they shot the cop last night at Rapido Taxi. I guess he went to make a payoff, and they fucking bullet riddled this motherfucker to death. And my friend Mario Arias, who was in Las Vegas, he's friends with the guy that was in the cop car with him.
Jesus.
And he said for some reason the cop car couldn't open up, that the car got jammed. That's why he couldn't get out to help his fucking friend.
Holy shit.
And they just put a statue up of that cop about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. They showed a picture of his son with the statue up. And
In
all
Jersey?
this shit. Yeah, in Jersey. But that crime changed the face of Union City. They closed my mother's bar because things had to happen because that cop got killed. But the cops didn't really. They caught a pansy. They arrested a pansy. Like they arrested a guy a mile away with guns in his car, and they arrested him for the fucking murders. They didn't arrest the right guy for those murders.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I'd never forgotten that. That's when I realized that some people don't fuck around.
Well,
Not only did they go after a fucking guy, they went after an undercover cop.